Hello, Nitro Clan, and thanks for clicking on the video. Now, I know you're destined to get into the review, and I know you've been waiting for quite a long time, and I promise you, we'll get there. But I have a few things that I have to say. The main reason why I decided to hold off for this review is because I wanted to wait until the Twinsanity review was done, because knowing my luck with what happens around me in terms of IRL and shenanigans, I wouldn't have the time to edit Twinsanity, be able to record the footage, write the script, and edit everything all within a week. I know I wouldn't be able to do that, and it would just not look right. You know, it would look rushed, like the game itself, which is not what I was going for with the reviews. The second reason why it hasn't been on is because I actually have been out of commission over the weekend due to the fact that I've been under the weather. I actually got caught with the flu that's been flying around lately, and I was sick. I was so sick that on Sunday I didn't even get out of bed. Like, seriously, I was so bad. And finally, before we get on to the review, I just have one last thing to say, and that is I want to give a special shout out to a guy you might know as ReconFly on YouTube. He recently just uploaded his 4,000 subscriber special, which was a announcement for the winners of a shout out competition that he was holding, where you do multiple voice impressions, and then you send them his way, and then he'll pick out different winners. I happen to be one of the winners, so I just wanted to say, if you're watching this and I get some support from your subscribers or your viewers or whatever, I just want to say thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate it, and that I hold the highest of honor to you. And if I can do anything to send some subscribers or viewers back your way, do let me know. Be very much appreciated. But again, thank you so much. You're an awesome dude. Alright, enough about me rambling on about life and sickness and whatever, because you guys don't want to hear that. You want to get on to the review, and so do I. So let's go! Mediocrity is now starting to hit Crash Bandicoot super hard. Wrath of Cortex turned out to be crap, and nobody was sure of what to do next. Then Universal decides to give both Crash and Spyro to Vicarious Visions, who created a new Crash Bandicoot Trilogy on the Game Boy Advance. The huge adventure, Crash Bandicoot officially debuted on the Game Boy Advance in 2002, shortly after the release of Wrath of Cortex. All three games were developed by Vicarious Visions, who are now known for developing the Insane Trilogy. The story is that Uka Uka is once again getting sick and tired of Cortex failing, but Cortex insists that this plan will work. He creates a super weapon capable of shrinking the Earth down to the size of a golf ball. Hold on. If he did that, and the Earth kept its density and gravity, does that mean Cortex created a black hole? Why am I even nitpicking? It's goddamn Crash Bandicoot on the Game Boy. When was anything ever logical in the original games? Fun fact, this game is called XS in PAL regions, the XS of course being an acronym for extra small. Don't even think about writing down the comment that I know you're going to write down. Just stop. I'm gonna move on now. Why, you might ask? Well, 1, Cortex fucking shrunk the planet, and 2, you only get 20 crystals this time. The levels are pretty much just 2D variations of Crash 2 or 3 levels. I will say though, that these levels where you shoot down a blimp are pretty damn cool. But other than that, that's about all the fun I had. The bosses are Dingodile, Engine, Tiny, and Cortex. The music in this game is kinda forgettable. It's just remixed MIDI files of either Crash 2 or 3 music. Also, why am I hearing Dingodile's theme while I'm fighting Tiny? That makes no fucking sense. Anyway, in the end, after you are somehow able to nab all the crystals, gems, and time relics, like Crash 3,
All of the villains fuse together due to a malfunction. This sets up a side-scrolling chase scene. I don't understand why they wanted and or needed this to be a thing. Cortex and his cronies leave, but they'll be back. Eventually. The controls are pretty mixed. It depends on where you are in the level. For example, my slide jump works in the jungle levels, but trying the exact same thing on ice is way different, let me tell you. My experience with this game can be described with one simple word. Fuck. Fuck!
Fuck!
After defeating each boss, you get a new ability. They are all from Crash 3, and you have to unlock them again. These include the Super Body Slam, the Double Jump, the Death Tornado Spin, and the Running Shoes.
Obviously, my least favorite is still the Super Body Slam. Well, at least it's not gimmicky. Right, the Cortex, I'm looking right at you.
Overall, this game is just a downgraded version of Crash 2 and 3 on the Game Boy. I didn't get any joy or relief from playing this game. If you're looking for a Crash GBA game, then make sure you skip this game and go for its sequel. I give Crash Bandicoot The Huge Adventure 4 out of 10. Honestly, whatever they flawed in this game got sort of fixed in the next installment, exactly 1 year after the release of The Huge Adventure. This is Crash Bandicoot 2 Entranced. Don't be confused, people, this is not the real Crash 2. This is something completely different. Entranced was released in 2003 before Crash Nitro Kart. Vicarious Visions finally decided to get creative. The story is that Uka Uka has gotten rid of Cortex and his gang. There is no Tiny, Engine, Dingodile, or Cortex. Instead, Uka Uka hires Entropy to be the main villain. Entropy kidnaps the Bandicoots with his warp vortex. While he's trying to grab Crash, Aku Aku helps him out of the portal, causing the portal to malfunction, and Entropy gets fake Crash without even realizing. This is actually pretty cool how fake Crash now plays a role in the main story. Gameplay-wise, you go through 5 levels in 4 worlds collecting crystals and gems, and this is obvious at this point. There's a new collectible known as Gem Shards, and we'll get to that later. In this game, there are 5 bosses: Evil Crunch, Evil Coco, Fake Crash, Entrance, and Entropy. Entrance serves as the any % final boss. Entropy is the true final boss. How do you get to him? You collect all the gem shards to put the 3 gems back together because of what happened at the end of the Huge Adventure.
You know the best part about this? In order to get to Entropy, you only need to get all the gem shards, which means the relics are not a requirement. Thank fucking fuck! They're still there, but only as a completionist bonus. What they should have been in the first place.
But is it worth beating the 3 levels before Entropy? No, because his boss fight is fucking shit. It's just a 2D version of his warped boss fight, except you have to kill him 3 times without dying. In the end, the Bandicoots take a photo with Entropy's head. Damn, that's sick.
As far as controls are concerned, they're pretty much the same as they were in Huge Adventure, so it still has an unreliable slide jump.
The good thing though is that Crash starts the game with the Double Jump and Super Body Slam. Abilities make their return as well. After beating each boss with the exception of Entropy, you are rewarded with a new ability. While the Death Tornado Spin and Running Shoes need to be unlocked again, you also get 2 brand new abilities, a Super Slide and a Super High Jump. Although, the only time I used these was when the game painstakingly wanted me to. The music in this game is a little better. There are still remixes of old music, but there are some original pieces as well. My two favorites would be Lagoony Tunes and Run from the Sun. Now, with how I've been talking about this game, you would think that I like it.
Well, honestly, I don't. It's definitely a good game on the GBA, but only when compared to the other 2 choices. And that's why I give Crash Bandicoot 2 Entranced 5 out of 10. As a standalone platformer, it doesn't really hold up. The game is good compared to its predecessor, and it's 10 times better than our next game, Crash Bandicoot Purple, Ripto's Rampage.
Oh dear God, have mercy on my soul. The story this time is that Cortex and Ripto join forces to create an army of mutated Riptocs. They disguise them as Crash and Spyro to trick them into fighting each other. Okay, this honestly isn't too bad of a start. The intro definitely gets you ready for an epic Crash and Spyro crossover, finally realized. Then we start playing the game. And it's a minigame collection. Fan-fucking-tastic. These are just the most boring and most tedious minigames I've ever played in my life. You can't unlock any abilities. the crystals and gems return, and cards can now be collected. These exist in both games. You get these either by finding them, playing mini-games, or buy them from moneybags with Wumpa Fruit. Can't have Spyro without this asshole, now can we? Oh yeah, the Wumpa Fruit you collect now serves as the game's currency, meaning there are no lives. Well, there shouldn't be in a minigame collection. The bosses are Spyro, Tiny, Nina, Cortex, and Ripto. You want to know the worst part about this game?
There is a final boss, Cortex and Ripto combined. In these two games, you can use a link cable to exchange trading cards with a friend. In order to access the true final boss of this game, you need to have every single trading card from both Crash Purple and Spyro Orange. You have got to be fucking kidding me.
There is no way in hell that I can pull this off. The end isn't even worth beating the final boss for, so at the end of the day, I give Crash Bandicoot Purple 3 out of 10. After I defeated Spyro, that was as far as I got before I wanted Spyro to blow his new SoundCloud track all over my face. Speaking of Spyro, just for kicks, let's check out his half of the game, Spyro Orange Cortex Conspiracy. 2 out of 10, it's the Dark Souls of party games.
What the fuck was that? I hope you enjoyed today's video. If so, drop a like, leave a comment down below, and share the video. I also have a Patreon page, so make sure you check that out with the link in the description. And be sure to come back next week for the long-awaited review for Crash Twinsanity. Until then, thanks for watching the review. Hello, friend.
What is the meaning of this? Why have you captured me?
It's a simple proposition, really. I need you for the Mario Kart retrospectives. Just say a few lines at the beginning and end, and I'll let you go.
And why should I help you with that?
I got cash.
Fine, but on one condition. When you reach 1,000 subscribers on your main channel, review this game in full.
This game? I'll have this review done faster than the speed of sound.
Be warned, when this is over, you will pay the price.